It won't start, man.
Man, blow on it, man. Come on. Get this thing going. I'm all day. I have to be back at work in like 15 minutes.
There we go. Hey folks, thanks for checking out another episode of QuickCharge TV. Not your average video game show. I'm Reed Price with my main man Thomas O'Donnellis, aka Tom O'Donnell. We're bringing you a lot of action today. We decided to get out of the apartment because my girlfriend kicked me out, and here we are downtown playing video games here. We got another action-packed show. We're going to be interviewing people on the street. Tom, I think you're going to bring them a little healthy gamer with Tom O'Donnell. Is that going to happen?
Yes, sir. It's going to happen in a big way. Got all kinds of stuff. We got Shane from Rear Res is going to be on the show. It's going to be awesome.
We also got some fan mail, and you are not going to want to miss the kind of stuff we get in the mail. Where do you people come from? Anyways, folks, settle in. QuickCharge TV. Enjoy the show.
Welcome back, Tubbies, to a Healthy Gamer with Tom O'Donnell. Today, we're going to be playing bowling on the PS3, and it's going to be a lot of fun. You know how we like to do. We like to stretch out before we get into a heavy dose of video games. So I like to stretch out today is my fingers. You might notice this. My mom uses this. She has carpal tunnel syndrome, but it kind of looks like a bowling glove, so I stole it out of her closet, and it's going to help me today in my performance. I call this the little piggy stretch. You might have played this with your mom when you're little, but it does actually help you to stretch out your fingers before you bowl. So this little piggy's doing a leg stretch. This little piggy didn't have money to get a gym membership, so he's not going to be doing any stretching. He's going to be just sitting on the couch, getting big. And these three little piggies, you know what? You don't need to stretch your fingers for bowling, let's be honest. Okay, next I'd like to do the north, east, south, west neck stretch. This really helps you out with your neck. Never eat shredded wheat. North, east, south, west. Never eat shredded wheat unless it's covered in brown sugar, chocolate syrups, those little Smartie things, the s'more graham cracker things, tuna fish salad.
All right, folks, you know where we are. We're talking video games with my man Mo here. Mo, let's get this kicked off right. Let us get to know what kind of gamer you are. Tell us your favorite video game of all time.
All right, so I'm mostly into first-person shooter. So my favorite game is, Black Ops, obviously.
Probably MW3, Call of Duty series. I really like it. Quickscoping is my favorite part of that game. Yeah, definitely am.
Is that the one where you shoot the guys and the money flies out of them?
Yep, definitely.
What would you do if that was like a virtual reality game and that money actually flew out and you could pick it up? What would you buy?
I don't know, maybe a real gun? Not sure.
That's kind of scary, bro. What's your favorite video game of all time?
Street Fighter. Street Fighter is a good game.
Oh yeah? Who did you like, Vega the best?
No, I was a Ryu fan.
Ryu. What?
Yeah.
Hey, do his thing for us.
His thing for you. Aryugant. That?
You gotta say it right, bro.
Aryugant.
Yeah. No, give a good one.
Aryugant.
He's not doing it right. It's Aryugant. Then you rub your nipple after. Like that.
King's Quest.
The original King's Quest, the first one? What was your first experience playing that game?
Frustration. Yeah. I wanted everything to come out to me. I didn't want to look for it.
So you like King's Quest because you were frustrated and you wanted to look for everything?
I did not want to look for everything. No, it was fun. No, it was a good game.
So where do you guys think video games going to be in like the next 20 years? Like the advancements. What do you think is going to happen there?
Well, they're gonna be like 3D, like right in front of you. You can almost touch it. Touch whatever it is that you're on,
Yeah.
Like the people. Yeah.
And
or whatever it is.
So in 20 years, you're gonna get with a bunch of virtual reality chicks.
Maybe.
Something virtual.
Yeah.
will be out there. I think the technology is just crazy lately.
I think they're going to be more modernized of like the Xbox Kinect or PS3 Move, where you're using your body to control the characters and stuff. And I think their TVs and video game systems are going to be a lot more complex with like touchscreen. Like the PS4 controller is going to have the touchscreen on the back. I think that's really cool. And I don't know, there's worlds of technology out there that can be used for that stuff. So I'm not really sure. It's hard to say.
Jake has no idea what's going to happen in 20 years when video games are more advanced.
I'm sure the graphics is going to be much better, and it's probably going to be more virtual, so you're going to interact with more characters.
It's going to be virtual reality kind of way. In your house, you'll be wearing goggles and you'll be placed in an environment that will feel real to you.
You know what? I hope they come out with like a virtual reality like burger. You can taste it and stuff like that when you're eating it, but you don't get none of the calories. So you just like fill up, you feel full, but it's not actually there. Do you think that's ever gonna happen?
Yeah, that can happen. Yeah.
So I'm not gonna have man boobs for the rest of my life.
There is hope for you.
I think soon they might have the characters actually jumping off the screen at you, like physical hitting you. So yeah, if people die in the future from these, yeah, it's just technology advancement.
Where do you think video games are going to be in 20 years from now?
Well, maybe like they have in cartoons where they have like the glasses and you basically like control it yourself, and you just like go into like the virtual world versus like reality, I guess. I watch like cartoons.
Yeah? You guys eat a lot of mushrooms too, or what's going on here? Because I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
No, not really, like ever.
So it's the early 90s, and I'm at home playing Sega Genesis, and my mom comes home and gives me a present, a copy of Out of This World.
Would you like to swing on a star? Oh, oh, oh. Carry moonbeams home in a jar. Oh, oh, oh. And be better off than you are.
No, not the TV show. This, Out of This World for the Sega Genesis. This here's my original copy, and it's kinda getting old, but it's one of my favorite games ever released for that console. You may not recognize the name from its title because the game's had a few. In North America it was called Out of This World, and in Japan it was called Outer World, but for the rest of this video I'm going to be calling the game by its original title, Another World. The game originally came out on the Amiga back in 1991, and around that time it also came out on pretty much every PC platform that existed and every console as well. Today, I'm going to play the latest version for the PC, Another World 15th Anniversary Edition. The game begins with a young physicist named Lester Knight Chalkin, who drives up to his barren-looking laboratory to run a particle accelerator experiment. While running the experiment, a thunderstorm starts up, and a bolt of lightning interferes with his equipment and instantly sends him to an alien planet. The game is pretty much a platformer with action and adventure elements, but why this game has stuck with me for so many years is that it has some of the most amazing cinematics I had ever seen. Most of the games at the time focused on gameplay and levels, especially on console, never really focusing on building a story or introducing you to a new world, and Another World really stands out because of that. With no heads-up display or introduction to the controls, you're forced to learn and discover the game all on your own. And that's a really big deal, because that's something different that a lot of games weren't really trying out. Now let me tell you, this 15th Anniversary Edition that I'm playing is simply the best version of this game that exists to date. You have the ability to run the game as it originally would have looked back in 1991, with the same graphics and sounds, and the game still holds up playing it that way. But this new version of the game also gives you the ability to improve the resolution, add more detailed backgrounds, and increase the sound quality. It makes for a fun experience for me at least, because it feels like I'm reliving a classic with a whole new facelift. The one thing I noticed that was different from my original Genesis copy was that the music that played during sequences, well, it's not there anymore. But in all honesty, playing the game from start to finish without that music adds to the atmosphere, really pulling you into the experience. Without a doubt, the 15th Anniversary Edition of this game is the version you should get if you want to relive this classic. If you're looking to find one of the original versions of this game on the PC or console, it's still a great game to pick up and play, and I wouldn't sell my Genesis copy for the world. But I have to warn everybody that wants to go out and buy the boxed PC version of this game. It's got one of the worst DRM practices ever. You can only install the game 5 times, and it has to sync up to an activation server. And if that activation server ever goes offline, you're never going to be able to install that game ever again. There's a whole bunch of websites that offer a DRM-free copy of this game, and trust me, it's well worth it to pick up that copy, and it's a fantastic game to play. Another World 15th Anniversary Edition is amazing. It takes everything from the classic and improves upon it. And if you're one of those diehards that wants to play the game the original way, well, you can still do that. I love this game, and I can't recommend it enough. It's simply a must-play.
What's up? We're gonna get right into this. We're gonna be playing some bowling on the PS3. It's gonna be a good time. Let's get going. And here we go. Boom! Is that a... Yep, that's a strike right there. I'm the Babe Ruth of Pro Bowl Brunswick Bowling of the PS3. Here we go. And it's another strike. Strike again. Thank you very much. I am numero uno. All right, now here, let's go again. And boom! And you know what? I'm starting to scare myself because there's another strike. What was that, 3 in a row? Like it was nothing. God, I'm good. Gee, I can't do this even in real life playing bowling. Can we make a virtual reality like a job where I make more than $11 an hour? That'd be nice. And here comes another strike, let me guess. Boom! Amazing. Thank you very much, Mom, for the amazing wrist bowling carpal tunnel glove thing that I got from your closet. Kinda stinks. Wash your hands more, Mother. And boo! And here we go, here we go, here we go. Strike again. Thank you for joining me on another segment of The Healthy Gamer. I did amazing today. I don't really know how to keep score in this type of a game, but I got 1,000,001 strikes, so I guess that means I did pretty good. Feeling good, feeling in shape. Gonna go eat some salmon, a little bit of dill sauce on it. Just kidding. I'm gonna go get a fillet of fish from McDonald's. Thank you very much for watching The Healthy Gamer with Tom O'Donnell.
This week on Gaming with the Girlfriend, we're gonna have a look at one of my favorites of all time. You cannot go wrong with this. Old people, young people, middle-aged people should all love this one. I'm talking about Tetris for the Game Boy. Booyah, there it is right there. This is an absolute classic, it's a gem. Anytime I can't figure out a game to play with my girlfriend, I usually convince her to play this. If we're sitting around and we're bored, we got a Sunday night to chill, Tetris is the one to go. It's the game we all know and love. Everybody knows it. I love the music, and it's just the best and most popular puzzle game ever. And let me tell you, this game still makes money to this day. If you want to look into the history of it, there was actually quite a few lawsuits over ownership of it that goes pretty in-depth and was very, very intense. But Tetris, you know it. The blocks, they come down. You got to arrange them, form a line. You can't let the blocks get too high. I don't even have to explain this anymore. But gaming with the girlfriend, you sit around, you play this game. Again, I always emphasize this, you cuddle up nice and close because you're on a little handheld system. This beaut of a Game Boy, oh, I have such great memories of playing this as a kid. This was the Game Boy Pocket I actually got at a garage sale not too long ago. But gaming with the girlfriend, Tetris, man, it's the best.
Got some more fan videos in here at QuickCharge. This guy seems pretty strange. We watched his VHS tape there a little bit earlier. I don't know why these people haven't upgraded to DVD yet. Probably because they're from Stratford, Ontario. But yeah, let's hear what you have to say.
Hi Tom, hi Reed. Thanks for having me on your show. I've written you guys a lot of fan mail. Seldom do I receive letters back, which is fine with me because at least I know you guys are getting them, which is why you guys have asked me on your show to tell me your favorite, tell you guys my favorite video games. I've got a handful. I don't often change which games I play. It's primarily Zelda. You guys know that, and that's probably why you guys don't invite me to anything anymore. You guys always say, hey, you know, you can't come here, and which is fine. I have fun. I have lots of fun without you guys. Zelda obviously is my escape, and that's what video games are. They're an escape. But there you have it, Zelda, the only game I'll ever play. I like Reed better than Tom. I think he's more trustworthy. I think he's a better person. Tom, I'm not saying you are not a good person, because you are, but Reed is far more trustworthy. And I want a poster of Reed on my wall. Thanks for having me on the show, guys. Zelda.
Are you a fan of racing games? 'Cause I know I am. I have a bunch of racing games on rotation that I enjoy regularly. Everything from Mario Kart to Gran Turismo. Racing games can be one of the most fun genres that video games have to offer. However repetitive and sometimes boring most of them can get. So when I say I like Wipeout, brother, I'm not kidding. Here's a series that utilizes fast, addictive gameplay, mixing in elements of combat and speed that few games ever attempt to rival. And back in the mid-90s when the first Wipeout game came out on the PlayStation, I was hooked. But why am I even talking about Wipeout? Well, it's because the game I'm going to be talking about today is a total clone of Wipeout. Speed King was originally an arcade game released in Japan. It never made its way to North America, but there was a European release of the game, retitled Road Rage. The game is pretty obscure and kind of flew under the radar when it was released. While the version I have is the Japanese release, pretty much everything in the game is in English, even the announcers. So it's not hard to figure out what you have to do in order to change options or whatever. All you really need to know is, much like Mario Kart, changing the speeds changes the difficulty. When you select a vehicle, you will be given 3 options: Jack, Queen, and King. Jack is slow, Queen is medium, and King is pure unadulterated hatred in digital form. So why did this game not seem to do well, and why did Konami not release a North American version? Well, I think it's because of the following. Oh, come on! Aw, crap! Shit! Son of a b****! Again! Oh, man! While the original Wipeout has smooth controls, a consistent frame rate, and a decent draw distance allowing you to see down the racetrack, Speed King has none of these. In its attempt to give you fast-paced racing, it fails on almost every front. Track design can be frantic, and with the increased speed can feel way too brutal and unfair. You can find yourself getting frustrated with the vehicles because they handle like floating bricks. Turns sometimes feel like they're coming out of nowhere, and because you have to focus as hard as you can on the track in front of you, you have no real time to look at your mini-map on the screen. Instead, you're at the mercy of the announcer, who tells you to turn left or right and informs you of a nice turn when you happen to make one. but the announcer himself will sometimes come in late, giving you not enough warning for a turn or freaking you out, tricking you into turning at the wrong time. Wipeout might throw a sharp turn your way every so often, but with Speed King it feels like every turn is a sharp turn. And because of the bad handling and questionable controls, you have absolutely no way to deal with turns in your Brickmobile. While the first track actually has a good design giving you some idea of what this game could have been, the other three completely drop the ball. In fact, one portion of the track on one of the levels holds your vehicle in place and drives your vehicle for you. No joke. That's not a power-up. I think they just had no way of designing that track to actually be driven in a proper way, so it just does it for you. That's insane. From what I understand, the arcade version of this game is actually pretty good, but whatever happened during the porting process was completely lost in translation, if in fact it was a good game to begin with. So you might be wondering why I picked this game up if it's so bad. Well, it's because I'm a big fan of Snatcher. Snatcher was a game released to English-speaking audiences on the Sega CD, and without getting too much into it, it's a pretty fantastic game. And Speed King actually takes place in the same fictional city that Snatcher does, Neo Kobe. In fact, the game is littered with references to other Konami games like Gyruss, Metal Gear Solid, Frogger, and Gradius. It even has a few references to the popular sci-fi film Blade Runner, much like the original Snatcher did. While there is no story to be had in Speed King, as a fan of these games and many of its references, it's a cool little oddity to own. Don't pick up this game if you're looking for a competent racer on the same level as Wipeout. You won't find that here. You really won't. But if you're like me and you have a certain affection for a couple of Konami's games, this might be worth the price as a collectible.
Thanks to games, I've learned that if there's a big padlock on a door, I can just shoot it off.
Thanks to games like Star Fox 64, I realized that if a fox and a frog can get along, then why can't I put tuna fish and peanut butter on the same sandwich?
Thanks to games, anytime I walk down a stairwell, I'm sure to check behind it just in case there's a health pack or ammo.
Thanks to games like Wave Race, I think I'm a professional sea-doer. I killed 19 Canadian geese this year out on the lake. You should have seen all the kids' faces at the Algonquin summer camp. Freezer's full. Here we are, folks, our Healthy Gamer cool down with our good friend Foxy. We were yelling a lot today and our larynx got pretty strained, didn't it, Foxy? So we're gonna sing a little bit of Willie Nelson to calm her voice down, and it's soothing all around as well. In the twilight, though I see her, blue eyes crying in the rain.
All right, folks, that's another episode of QuickCharge TV, and I gotta say, that was a fantastic episode. Me and Tommy Boy, we're getting pretty good at this TV stuff, wouldn't you say, buddy? Gotta love it, folks. I mean, we're good. We love it. Thanks for checking out the show. We had a great time interviewing people on the streets, playing video games, going head to head. Healthy Gamer. Woo! QuickCharge TV. Thank you very much for checking us out.